This psycho teenager began a shooting spree at his high school, shooting everyone including students, teaching staffs and cleaners. He also killed his own father and sister with his bow. Now, his mother is being tortured daily by her thoughts and the neighbors. For the next few minutes, I will explain the movie we need to talk about, Kevin, a movie based on true life story. The movie erupts into chaos with a tumultuous scene. A frenzied crowd hurls tomatoes and assorted objects at each other, culminating in the surreal spectacle of a woman named Eva being dunked in tomato sauce. Kevin Khatchadourian was once a successful travel writer who now lives alone in a remote town, haunted by a traumatic memory from her past. Dazed and disoriented, Eva returns home to a jarring sight: the exterior of her house painted in uneven, bloody red hues. As she reflects on her son Kevin's imprisonment, memories of her vibrant daughter Celia, who always sported an eye patch, flash through her mind. Undeterred by the unsettling events, Eva, seeking solace or distraction, ventures into a travel agency to explore employment possibilities. In the agency's atmosphere, charged with tension, she contemplates the revelation of her son's arrest. The manager, sensing her distress, offers her a job, contingent on her ability to complete a typing task. Eva accepts the job and leaves the agency smiling. Exiting the agency, Eva finds herself confronted by two hostile women who, resentful of her seemingly good day, physically lash out. A bystander offers assistance, but Eva, resilient, assures him she's fine. As she enters her home, a profound sense of emptiness envelopes her. A glance in the mirror reveals a stubborn red stain, triggering memories of Franklin, her husband. These recollections transport her to the time of her pregnancy, a period filled with joy and anticipation. Undeterred by the haunting images of Kevin's incarceration, Eva pushes forward, starting a new job at the travel agency. Post-work, she embarks on a poignant journey to the prison where her son is held, haunted by the weight of the lives he took. Flashbacks of her pregnancy with Kevin flood her thoughts. In Kevin's cell, attempts at conversation yield only silence, leaving Eva to grapple with the challenges of childbirth as she retreats to her empty home, determined to erase the lingering red stain. Eva's attempt to scrub away the stain is met with disapproving gazes from judgmental neighbors. Memories of little Kevin resurfacing. From his infancy, his deliberate antagonism strained her attempts to form a bond. As a baby, his cries seemed endless, especially when she was near. Unable to wipe off the paint and feeling the weight of judgment, Eva notices a neighbor but receives only a reluctant response to her friendly wave. Spotting the woman who had previously slapped her in a mall, she goes to great lengths to avoid her, even purchasing a dozen broken eggs just to sidestep an uncomfortable encounter. Memories flash back to the woman grieving for her deceased child during dinner. Post-dinner, reflections return to Kevin's challenging childhood, resisting toilet training, rejecting Eva's affection, and displaying disinterest in everything. Concerned, she takes him to the hospital to rule out autism, only to discover he's physically healthy but seemingly confused. Despite her efforts to bond, their connection remains elusive. In the present, a silent visit to Kevin in prison unfolds, reminiscent of her attempts to make him say, "Mommy." Driving home on Halloween, she's unprepared for trick-or-treaters at her door, having made no plans for the holiday. As the children start hurling eggs at her house, memories flood back to little Kevin. She recalls confessing to him that she used to be happy before he came into her life, now yearning to wake up in France every morning. The animosity Kevin harbored towards her began even before they moved to the suburbs, his constant antagonism lingering in her thoughts. At work, colleagues directed hatred her way. Returning from lunch, she encounters a man her son had once harmed, alive and well, triggering a flashback to Kevin pretending to be a happy, loving son in front of his father. Another memory unfolds of Kevin interrupting an intimate moment with Franklin to announce he had soiled himself. While fixing a map in her room, Kevin dismisses it as dumb and calls her dumb. A call takes her away momentarily, only to return and find her work destroyed, splattered with paint by Kevin. Filled with anger and tears, she forcefully destroys Kevin's paint spray. Upon Franklin's return, she reports Kevin's actions, leading to a conversation with him where he apologizes. In the prison ward, Kevin shows her a scar on his arm, recounting a story about cats being potty trained. Flashbacks reveal Eva's struggles to potty train Kevin, who intentionally frustrates her by saying the wrong things. Despite her efforts, Kevin continues using diapers at age 4 to 5, staining them to provoke her. A burst of anger results in Eva throwing him across the room, causing a sprained arm and a hospital visit. The drive back home is silent, and although Eva attempts to apologize, Kevin remains silent. Once home, Kevin falsely tells Franklin he fell and broke his arm, covering up for his mother. Later that day, Kevin surprises his parents by using the toilet. Despite Eva's apology and declaration of love, Kevin remains indifferent. In the present, suspicious gazes from neighbors at work trigger flashbacks of Kevin manipulating her in the car, instructing her to turn off the music and using his scar to coerce her into doing what he wants, threatening to reveal the truth to Franklin if she refuses. At home, Kevin continues to torment Eva. Shortly after, she becomes pregnant again and shares the news with Kevin, who doesn't appear pleased. When Kevin meets his baby sister, Celia, for the first time, he mischievously sprinkles water on her face, resulting in his removal from the hospital ward. Despite this, Eva fondly recalls Celia's friendly and cheerful nature. Kevin falls ill, showing rare affection towards Eva as she reads to him. During his recovery, religious preachers visit, questioning her about her afterlife, to which she responds defiantly. Upon Kevin's recovery, his malicious demeanor returns. Franklin gives him a bow and arrow, teaching him archery. Kevin deliberately shoots arrows at the window to annoy Eva, showcasing a growing interest in archery as his skills improve over time. As the present unfolds, Eva is drawn into the chilling spectacle of Kevin discussing his newfound attention on TV, bluntly asserting that people wouldn't care if he had good grades. The juxtaposition of his callous demeanor with the holiday season only intensifies the haunting memories that flood back to Eva. At work, surrounded by the festive cheer of Christmas decorations, Eva's mind drifts to the past holidays with Kevin and Celia. The recollections paint a vivid picture of Celia's admiration for her indifferent brother. Amidst the nostalgia, a comical incident resurfaces. Kevin playfully referring to the vacuum as a monster and attempting to suck Celia's hair into it. The flashback continues with Franklin entering the scene, bringing in a Christmas tree that symbolizes both joy and the looming shadows of the family dynamics. Later, Eva walks into her son touching himself, shaking hands with his milkman so he jerks off. He doesn't stop seeing her, instead grins menacingly. The small Christmas office party unfolds in joyful celebration, but Eva remains isolated, declining a dance offer from Paul, a co-worker with a crush on her, before leaving early. Outside, a parent and child trigger memories of happier times with Celia. While strolling, she encounters Kevin admiring a poster of one of her published novels. Back home in the kitchen, Eva proposes a bonding outing after spotting him at the bookstore, which he agrees to. Surprisingly enough, they play miniature golf together that Friday. They attempt playing hockey, but rain forces them to return home to change before heading to dinner, despite Kevin already having eaten. This snapshot captures Eva's persistent attempts to bridge the gap with Kevin amid the holiday festivities and shared memories. During dinner, Kevin idly plays with his food, asserting that no amount of effort from Eva can buy his affection. Determined to understand her son, Eva decides to search Kevin's room and discovers a CD labeled, "I Love You." Playing it on her PC, she realizes it's a virus and returns it to him. On Christmas morning, Kevin receives 7 new bows gifted by his father, and Celia is delighted with a bunny. Franklin and Kevin bond over archery practice. Shortly after, Celia's guinea pig mysteriously disappears, leaving her feeling foolish, while her parents attempt to locate the pet. Eva secretly suspects Kevin is behind it. The following day, Celia learns that her bunny now resides in the garden with others like it, bringing a peculiar twist to the family dynamics marked by Kevin's distant and enigmatic behavior. Sharing the story with her daughter, Eva discovers the bunny's remains in the garbage disposal, unclogging it with drain cleaner. Celia ends up losing an eye to the cleaner's exposure while under Kevin's supervision, leading Eva to suspect foul play, though Franklin defends him. During lunch, Kevin reveals he doesn't feel responsible for his sister's injury, causing Eva to storm off in anger. Franklin says he would appreciate Kevin defending Celia against any bullying her glass eye may warrant, but Kevin says Celia simply needs to learn to cope with it on her own. Another scene shows Eva cleaning Celia's wound, revealing a bandage completely covering her right eye. Later, as Celia and her parents watch TV, Kevin invites her to watch him practice his archery, but Eva forbids it. Later, frustrated by Eva's distrust, Franklin brings up the possibility of divorce, unknowingly heard by Kevin. Back to the present. As Eva scrapes paint off her window, memories of the murdered children's parents' reactions flood her mind, accompanied by flashbacks to her past life. Meanwhile, Kevin receives a package in the mail full of bicycle locks. When Eva asks him what they are for, he responds that he bought them for cheap online and plans to make money by selling them to other students at school, further complicating the strained dynamics within the family. Eagerly opening the package containing bicycle locks, Kevin's parents dismiss it, thinking he wants to ride his bike again. The following day, Celia happily dances with her father, observed by a content Eva. It is 3 days before Kevin turns 16. At Eva's workplace, one of Eva's office mates enters and reveals that something has happened at Gladstone High, the school Kevin attends. Once she arrives, she discovers that a school shooting has occurred, and that Kevin was the perpetrator. Kevin used the bicycle locks to trap students in the school gym, mercilessly murdering them with a bow and arrows. Panicked parents, including Eva, rush to the school where the locks are eventually removed. Kevin surrenders, getting arrested by the police. Devastated, Eva returns home only to find that Kevin has brutally murdered Franklin and Celia, using multiple arrows and triggering the sprinklers. The horrifying reality of Kevin's actions shatters the family, leaving Eva to grapple with the aftermath of the tragedy inflicted by her own son. After the tragic event, Eva organizes her son's room before leaving their home. 2 years post the massacre, she visits Kevin in prison, finding his demeanor transformed into one of meekness and fear as he awaits transfer to an adult facility, as he has now turned 18. It's the 2-year anniversary of when he committed the massacre. Trying to comfort him, Eva inquires about his nervousness, assuring him he'll be released in a couple of years. When she finally questions him about the motive behind the murders, Kevin admits his uncertainty, stating he used to think he knew. Before they can delve further, they're informed that their time is up. Eve embraces Kevin, their conversation cut short, and she leaves the prison, grappling with the complexity of her son's actions and the unresolved questions haunting their relationship. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. I would also appreciate a comment because it helps like you can't even imagine. It's a new channel and every bit of support counts.